Okay, it took a very trying time to get this to work. We are here. Hold on. All right, this just have to work. All right, let's set the mood with some sounds. This will be another Yimmy Yaps. A yap and paint. I just got back from the library and we had a sip and paint. And I thought I was going to have to, use my imagination and really hone in on what can I translate from my mind onto a paper to draw. However, the instructor already had papers out for us to choose from, and I chose these two images. It's gonna look a little bit different because I have the blue light, not blue light, whatever, this type of blue color scope filter on. What, a boardwalk, the sun, the horizon, mountains or landscape in the back with trees, water, sunset. And then kind of the same thing going on but closer, no water, desert. And I chose this picture because I really love cactuses and cactus fruit. And this reminded me of my time in New Mexico. So these are what I chose in the warm colors. So I'm just gonna finish my painting. I just got started. I don't know if it's really reflecting with the sunlight, but it's these two pictures merged together, but instead of doing two of the trees, I did one tree like that and then the cactus on the other side. Yeah. So my library, I'm learning so many things, so many cool things, and meeting a lot of different people at the library. And I love the library. And the library has always been, I would say, my first home, first safe space. Currently, right now, I'm learning how to play spades, learning sign language, I'm learning Braille, it's called Braille. You know how to read the code, the dots. And I remember growing up when I was in elementary school, elementary and middle school, I had this librarian at my local library. She was just so warm and comforting, and it was so peaceful at the library. Like, no matter what, no matter the age differences, everybody that was there, the library just really kept the peace. And it helped me emotionally and mentally coming up to just have a little bit of that peace. And definitely when I started doing more of the activities, of course the activities that was there, but now that I can just search what activities are going on at the library, I go to everything that I want to go to and learn about. And it just works for me. It works for me to stay connected with all my crafts and all the things I want to do. in a centered space outside of school, or the club, the what is it, like the Boys and Girls Club and the rec, which I used to go to. But at some point, you kind of age out of those things, and that's where you have the library, and it's free. I feel another reason why I love the library so much is because although I was born in the digital age, I'm really foreign to social media. Like coming up, I don't think I had a phone until I was like 12 or in seventh grade. And my first phone was a Motorola Flip. It could go on the internet, but that would seem like a bigger task. I just made calls on there. And my choice of social media, or what I felt like was me, I guess, integrating into the digital age, was me going online on my DSi. If you had a DSi, you know that you could connect to the Wi-Fi and you could play along with other um, DSIs or like Game Boy type devices. And I would say SoundCloud, but even with SoundCloud, I knew everybody that I was adding as a friend or that added me as a friend. And so it was that closeness. And if I was recording things on like stories or Snap stories or just recording, it stayed in the phone. So really, Snapchat served as another physical storage, or like a a visual photo diary, more than like a social media. And I didn't have Twitter, I didn't have Facebook, definitely didn't have Instagram. I remember I had asked my mom about Instagram, and she was like, no, basically. And all my cousins and stuff, they had Instagram. I think I need a smaller point on this brush. We're gonna see about it. All my cousins and stuff, they had Instagram. But after my mom told me, I just was like, okay, whatever. Like, it just didn't seem worth it to try to download Instagram and get on there. And at that point, I did have like a regular smartphone or touchscreen phone. So I continued to go to the library, read books, um, just do other forms of entertainment and learning and stimulation that didn't involve being on the phone or didn't involve being on social media. So now that I do have Instagram, and I have it because I was going to different events and stuff. Well, before that, yeah, I would go to different events and stuff, and people will want to exchange contact, and they would never be like, oh, what's your number? They'd be like, what's your Instagram? And I didn't have Instagram. And people used to be like, you living in a different time zone, or you need to get with the times, why you don't have an Instagram, or they just couldn't believe I didn't have an Instagram. And I didn't really see it as that big of a deal, but eventually I did get one because I was meeting, different community members alike, and I just figured like, okay, what is the big whoop about this Instagram thing? And if this is the way that people want to connect, I guess I'll get it and see what it's about. So I ended up getting Instagram like a year and a half ago, mainly because I started a business venture, and I was using that platform to post and like share what events I would be at, and different things like that. But honestly, the whole time, and even up till now, which is why I don't be on there that much, I just felt this angst. Like, I didn't enjoy being on there. I felt this anxious energy from being on there, it felt like it was like zapping me of energy and creativity. And I never scroll, even now. When I go on there to like look at a message or something, it's all for resource based. Or maybe a funny meme is being sent between me and my friend. I never scroll when I go on Instagram. I shouldn't be watching all these stories, but I never scroll. And so it just doesn't resonate with me. At the end of the day, that's what I'm gathering. And at first I tried to just like see it from a different perspective, like, oh, I'm just used to not being on Instagram or social media. Like I'm used to growing up without being on social media, so like that integration process is a little bit harder. And while that can be true, I just really feel like there's no need or purpose for me, and it doesn't resonate with me. And the fast pacedness of everything, and how you can just have a glimpse of everyone's life, and it's just not that comfortable. YouTube, I always was on YouTube. It was just YouTube and Snapchat. And so now that I'm becoming more comfortable in embodying all the things and I feel or want to share, it will always be, of course, in person and on a digital space. It would be YouTube for me. It is kind of sad to see so much of the youth on TikTok and on Instagram, because there's just so many other things to do than scroll or take into account of other people's life and give into comparison, or just like, even if you're not comparing or whatever, using your time and your creativity better than being on a social media. And like, yes, this is a form of social media, but I am using this as expression and outlet while also doing something creative. And with our youth, I feel like social media has replaced a lot of other creative outlets and stimulants for them. Because it's not like, some of them are playing games on the phone, but it's not like majority of them are playing games on the phone. I may see a couple of kids playing an actual like word game or like a block game on their phone, but majority of the time, 8 times out of 10, they're just like scrolling. And it's one thing to like look at something, look at a video, research or something, but the attention span don't even be there to receive whatever it is. It's just like literally 1 second, like that, like that, like that. I think I need a smaller brush, but I'm gonna take it as it is with this. I don't really want to give into perfection of what this picture should be, even though I have exact replica. There was a lady at the library working on her picture, and I can just tell she's hard on herself. I recognize when another person is hard on themselves. And seeing it in another person is like, wow, you have to take it easy and give more grace, especially if it's your first time or first times doing something. Like, the library didn't ask us to be Picasso or advanced painters. It just said come for crafts. And I'm proud of myself for finally grasping that and allowing myself to be more creative in those ways, because I think at some point everybody did a painting in their lifetime, like as a child and before and after care in school, having arts and craft. And the more you just tap back into that, it could be more fun and allow you to just create more and enjoy it just for the process. And then eventually you'll get better. I used to feel like I wasn't an artist because that's a heavy name. Like, it's a heavy name. It's a heavy title. I feel like it comes with undernotes of technical training and everything, but there's so many ways of expression, and all of it is art. Kind of similar to a mantra or affirmation. The more you embody that thing and speak it, then you are that thing. Like, you are who you say you are if you're doing those things. And once I looked at it like that, it was kind of silly to hesitate on if I'm doing things or if I should call myself the title of the things that I'm doing, because I am doing it. I eventually want to put my videos, all the videos and pictures that's on my phone, like format them into the type of creative videos I want and post them. Light editing. But sometimes that thing be right on the brain and it just seems like too much of a hassle to record versus just being live in the present and like expelling it out. Plus, I don't have storage on my phone anymore because of all these pictures and videos that's taking up space. And that's another reason why I really honed in on, okay, if I'm gonna be on social media, I guess, which one resonates with me the most, and how can I just make it me and more authentic and do it in a way I want to do it, not a viral this or trending that or any type of influencer way, just for me to release storage of the phone and storage inside of me through these captured moments. That way I'll have more space in myself to create and continue learning, and more space on my phone to capture those things if I so choose. This might take a while. It was another lady in the library who was like, wow, it's been 2 hours and I'm not even finished. And I was thinking, like, I rarely finish a drawing or painting in one day. I'll give myself 2 hours on it, but it probably won't be finished in that one day. Definitely with my poetry. I started writing something from a workshop at the library in, I think, January, and I wasn't fully finished or pleased with like the finalizations of it until April, maybe March, April, and it's technically still not finished. Just take it one step at a time, one moment at a time. Do what you can do, and when you do that, you know how you can do the next step. I think I need a thinner brush. Yeah. This is not much of a yapping paint because I'm about to end it. I did do the cactuses though. I'm gonna share my time with myself, right? Play some music and finish this. I really just wanted to express the social media thing and how libraries are like the first home, a comforting space, a place for anybody and anyone, and they have all the activities and the programs for every type of interest. And that is a place that a lot of people, especially the youth, can really benefit from if they continue to go. I'm gonna end it here, and maybe when it's done, I'll put it in like the place where you could post a picture on a community board or something. Or I might take my recent things I've been working on and do like a tour or collage of them and show what I've been working on. Because it has been a real progressive moment for me with drawing and painting. And that's something I would also like to share. Peace. See you later.